going on, guys? So we're back. It's Tuesday right now, 6 a.m. and I'm looking at a really good setup right here that I'm about to show you guys, but I haven't taken it just yet. I'm waiting for a little bit more confirmation before taking this trade, but let me go ahead and show you what it is. So right now I'm looking at NZD-JPY, and I'm basically looking at a long position because we've literally been so bullish on this pair for such a long period of time that I think it's only right for this pair to come back up to the same levels that we used to be trading at, around 88.600. And I think right now, honestly, is the best time to enter. It almost looks like this pullback right here should tell you to stay out of it, but I've seen this happen before where you have a strong pullback, but then prices hold the support. So I'm planning to enter that trade here pretty soon. Just like I said, I'm waiting for a little bit more confirmation, but if I do, I'm going to show you guys when I do enter that trade. And yeah, basically my plan for it, I'm looking for at least a 1 to 2.5 risk to reward. Has like a 25 pip stop loss, 70 pip take profit. So it's looking good. It's looking good. It's only Tuesday. So if I already take a trade here on Tuesday, then we're off to a really good start for the week, especially since yesterday, as you guys saw maybe in the previous clips or in the previous video, I closed out of that trade right around break even. So we're break even for the week. Let's see how this trade goes. All right, what's up? We're back. So literally I took that trade position that I showed you guys on NZD-JPY, and now very simple. I'm just gonna let the trade do its thing. It's sitting right around the entry last time I checked. So it's going pretty good. I have my stop loss, I have my take profit. So yeah, right now I'm just gonna go on a little road trip going up to Orlando, a couple hours from here. But yeah, it's gonna be nice for the week. Meanwhile, I'm in that trade. I'm glad I was able to just get all of the trading out of the way early in the day. So now I'm gonna go in the truck. So I'm gonna go in the truck here. I filled it up like yesterday, but I already need to get gas again. So it is what it is. Even though it's like a small engine, like it actually kind of uses a lot of gas. So it's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be fun. Little vacation, but at the same time I'm still gonna be working, doing my thing. But yeah, so I'm also gonna do like a little Q&A on my Instagram. Maybe I'll answer some questions on here too for the vlog, and probably later I'm gonna try to work out once I get there. I think there's gonna be a gym, but if not, it's fine. I already did some cardio this morning, like for 20 minutes outside, but I mean I didn't really record that. So yeah, let's see how today goes. It's gonna be more of a chill road trip type of day. So keep you guys posted, and I'll probably see you in a couple of hours. All right, so we're on the way right now. Literally, dude, this traffic is insane right now. So we have 2 hours just until one of the stops. And yeah, like literally this is the traffic right now. But let's see how it goes. Right now I'm just listening to like this podcast, but then I'm gonna listen to an audiobook. So let's see how this traffic gets better. But yeah, I mean, for now, still here in Miami, but we're trying to get out here soon. All right, what's good? So we're on the road right now. I'm about to hit the first stop, and then after this it'll be another 2 hours to get to my final destination, Orlando. So coming from Miami, it's like a 4-hour drive literally, so pretty insane. But yeah, I was just thinking, my plan for this YouTube channel right now is to have basically like two main types of content, where it's gonna be like, okay, one type of content, I'm gonna do the trade breakdowns with like these type of vlogs or day in the lives, you can call it, just to serve two purposes. One, so you guys can learn how it is that I'm catching these trades, how it is that I'm trading, a little bit more about my strategy and how it actually looks, because some people, you know, they just don't understand how it looks on a day-to-day basis. They think it's like, okay, now we take a trade. No, most of it is waiting, looking for the right setups, and then taking the setups. Second thing is to show these little vlogs. It's more so you guys just see, like, I don't know, like more of a real side to me, because I feel like I just didn't like only making the strategy videos because it was getting so repetitive. And I just feel like if someone's making content and they don't really like making content, like over time, it's gonna be hard to sustain that. So I just really wanna be like in tune with like what I like to make. So in this case, I really like to make these little vlogs and just show you guys like, you know, what I do, this and that, because it kind of feels like, I don't know, it's like I'm just like chilling with you guys. It's different than if I'm trying to teach the strategy all the time and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, those strategy videos, sure, I can do them all day, but it doesn't allow for a real connection to be built. And ultimately, like, what I want to do here with social media and what I want to do with my YouTube channel is build that connection with people. One of the main benefits to being on social media is the fact that you could literally make friends and like make these connections and stuff all based off of like being online. And I just think if I'm only making, you know, strategy videos, or if I'm only talking about like, let's say, swing trading all the time, and I never share anything about like my personal life, then I do feel like it might be hard for that connection to be built. Like literally impossible. Like how are you gonna build like, I guess like a quote unquote friendship or like relationship with someone like if literally all you talk about is candles? Like even your trading friends, like, because I have some friends that I talk about with trading. Even with those trading friends, we're still gonna talk about like, yo, like what's up, what'd you do today, did you hit the gym, did you work out, blah blah blah, like, oh, like how are things with your girl, etc. So that's what I really think. But yeah, so I'm really liking like this format, so I'm gonna keep doing it for now. Regardless of like the view count, like I don't really care about whether or not this type of content can be as like marketable. Like for example, you know, you can use like the key terms on trading that get you more views and blah blah blah. Like no, like it's just like the people who watch, and the people who understand. Because at the end of the day, it's like in real life, like you're not gonna be friends with everyone. You're just gonna be friends with the people who you vibe with. Oh shit, let me get to the side. Dude, the cops here in Florida literally tailgate you. I think this one right here is not a cop, but literally like they've been tailgating, and they go like 100 miles per hour. It's shit's crazy. But what I was saying is that like at the end of the day, it's like real life. You know, if you have certain personality traits, you're gonna get along with a certain type of person. And some people you're just gonna vibe with immediately, some people you're just not. So that's kind of how it is with this social media shit. I heard a really good quote that was like, social media is not, when I was listening to my podcast of this guy called Darren Lee, like I think he's like at 100k subscribers or something, but he had a podcast with someone like based off social media, and they were basically saying social media isn't one to many. It's not like one to many people at once. It's one to one. And the reason for that is because you're actually just talking to one person alone. Like chances are, like you right now watching this video, like you're probably alone. Like there's a low chance that you're watching this with a group of people right now, just because like that's what social media really is, and especially with this type of content. So if social media is one to one, then that changes the whole premise. It's like, okay, let's not talk about as if we're talking to a group of people. No, like let's just instead talk like as if we're just talking to like our friend. And then that changes the whole thing, and then it feels a whole lot more comfortable and just chill. So if any of you guys are trying to do like social media, like that's a little tip right there. Imagine you were literally just talking to your friend about whatever the fuck it is that you're talking about. Like it could be your day, could be trading, this and that. Like, yo, like did you hit the gym today? Yeah, like oh, how are things going, blah blah blah. But anyways, and yeah, it's good to sometimes to get out of your home base to see a different perspective of things. I feel like when I get out of my home base, sure, there are big ass inconveniences. Like today, it felt super unproductive to like to pack up boxes and stuff for over 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. And it just feels like every single second that's passing by is like, oh damn, like I'm not going to be successful because the time is passing, or like everything that I've built so far, you know, it could go down the drain. But when you realize
What you actually have built is the skill set. And one skill set that I've built so far is the trading one. I'm trying to build more skill sets, obviously. But it's the same with everything. It's the same as if you're working out. So if you stop hitting the gym, you will eventually like lose the muscle that you gained. But if you lift weights consistently enough for a long enough period of time and you hit it hard, like I hate the people that go to the gym, say they're exercising, but literally like the effort that they're putting into each set is like 4 out of 10. Fuck that. Like if you're gonna hit the gym, actually do it. Like hit 10 out of 10 every single set. If you do that for a couple of years, your muscles are gonna remember all of that muscle that you put on, I guess. And literally like you could come back 6 years later and within 2 months you built back up most of that muscle that you had. That's for sure. That's for sure, because I've seen it. I went once, the longest that I've ever gone without working out. I got sick, I was going through a lot of things, and I think it was also COVID and shit. I went 6 months without working out, and definitely I lost the muscle. So for sure, if you don't use it, you lose it. But within 30 days, I was already almost back to normal. And within 60 days, I think I literally looked just as good as I did at my peak. And then obviously, then it took a couple of more months after that to then hit my next peak, probably another 6 months. Because I do think you hit a little bit of a wall. But as you unlock the barriers, they become easier to reach. And like, I'm not saying that like some philosophical type of way. It's just like, once you make your first $100,000, you know, like, okay, whatever happens, I know I'll be able to make it back. And that's something that we have to be really good with, because being traders, we're going to have periods where we literally make, let's say 20K in a month. Really good money, right? It seems. But you can't really live a 20K lifestyle if you make 20K 1 month trading, because you have to save that money, since you don't know if it's going to come back next month. You don't know if next month you're going to make 20K. You could, if anything, potentially break even or lose some money, technically. You don't control what the markets do. So if you don't know that for sure you're going to make 20K next month, then you can't really live that type of lifestyle. And then you have taxes. Even if your taxes aren't super, super high, let's just say 25%, okay, that's already 5K gone. So now you have 15K. Well, chances are your rent, at least 4K or 3K if you're able to find them a little cheaper. Maybe on the cheapest end possible 2K, but you know, if you're living in a expensive city, usually it's going to be somewhere between, trying to make sure I don't miss this fucking stop, because wow, if I miss this stop, I'm going to be pissed off. I have to piss so bad. So yeah. So what I'm saying is like, okay, you got your rent, you're left to 12K, you got your miscellaneous expenses, car insurance, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, sure, you're left with 9K, maybe. And that's not living a lavish lifestyle. That's not going out to the clubs. That's not tipping a lot of money to the waiters, to the security guards, to the bouncers, etc. Like, because you tend to do that once you get the money. You're like, oh, fuck it. Let's use this money to buy power, to buy respect. So let's just start tipping people, this and that. But let's just say you don't. Let's say you keep the exact same lifestyle, which never happens, by the way. I've seen it for myself countless times. When I started to go out to fancy restaurants every single night, I was like, fuck it. I'm making all this money. Let's do it. And that was probably a mistake. The only reason I would say it's not a mistake is because I learned from it, though. I learned from it a lot, especially when I saw those like $400 bills on my credit card statement. When I was doing my taxes, I was like, shit, I should have not done that. Not because, you know, I don't believe it's going to come back. I always believe money's going to come back. But, you know, there's some things that you shouldn't do. So when you really look at it, even if you keep that lifestyle the exact same, okay, you made 9K and you saved 9K. But next month, you could theoretically make $0. Like, it's not likely, but maybe you got lucky for that 20K month. You need to consistently have those 20K months to then eventually, after at least 18 months, be able to live what's a quote-unquote 20K a month lifestyle. So don't think when you have your first $5,000 trade, $10,000 month, whatever, $15,000 a month, even $20,000 a month can go faster than you may think. That's something that I know very well because, yeah, like you need to save the money and then you need to invest the money. That's another thing because like the more you learn about like investing and shit, the more you realize like, oh damn, like I have to invest because investing is very powerful since you have like that compounding principle. Like if I put money into real estate or into stocks right now, I'm going to be glad that I did that down the line because of the compounding effect. But then now you have to start investing. So now you have even less disposable income. So right now, you know what my goal is? Now that I've been honestly thinking about it and listening to some podcasts and shit, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna live a super lavish lifestyle at all. I'm not gonna increase my rent. I'm not gonna try to live in the nicest buildings all the time because what's that gonna do for me? I'll just get used to it anyways. If I'm gonna get used to something and then feel the exact same that I did before I had it, then why would I spend more money on it? It just makes no sense. So I'd rather save that money, keep investing, blah, blah, blah. I do want to get some nice things. I do have some goals that I want to have. So based off of my investing goals, then I spend. So I'm going to spend based off how much I invest and big milestones. Big milestones. Because if I hit my first, I don't know, let's say 30K trade or something like that, fuck it. Like buy a 10K watch. That's fine. But anyways, let me make sure I don't miss this stop right now. And let me show you guys. All right, so right now, literally my phone is about to die. But I see we are 2 minutes away from the stop. So finally we're getting there. But yeah, really liking the way that this truck is driving, honestly. That's another thing. This truck, I'm very happy with this truck. Sure, would I want the Ford Raptor that I've been looking at? Yes, I want the Ford Raptor, but fuck it. Dude, this thing literally drives amazing and I'm just as happy as I am if I didn't. So sometimes, you gotta make the right choice. But then sometimes you gotta know when to just say, fuck it, let's actually spend the money. If you believe it's actually gonna increase your enjoyment out of life, then do it. But if it's like almost the same, then fuck that. It's like buying like a house that's 4,000 square feet instead of buying a house that's like 8,000 square feet. Like, sure, is that extra 4,000 square feet good? Yeah, but is it gonna make you a lot happier? Double happier with your house? No, maybe like 10% happier, not 100%. So fuck that. Anyways, we'll catch you guys once I get to the apartment.
All right, so it's already like literally midnight and finally I finished everything I needed to do. So it ended up being like a whole day thing. But on the bright side, I have been checking up on my trade throughout the day and it's been setting up very nice. Got an engulfing candlestick off of the exact area that I entered in. So let me show you guys that trade. And then tomorrow, probably after I get some sleep, because it's been a long day, then we'll take a look. We'll do like more of a full top-down analysis, and maybe I'll actually get on the charts and break it down there. So let's see. Hopefully we hit take profit tomorrow. I'm gonna try to wake up for around 6 or 7 a.m. since it's already like midnight right now almost. May as well just wake up a little later, not for London session. But either way, this market is most likely gonna move during the New York session. So we'll take a look, but it is NZDJPY. So it should just move during, usually New York session is when it mostly moves. All right, so as you can see right here, literally we're already in profit over a 1-to-1 risk to reward. So this is honestly like what I love about my my trading strategy. The fact that, okay, if you enter in at the right time, like you're basically trading with the waves. So like higher low, higher high, higher low, you enter in at the higher low, basically means you're gonna probably have some type of reaction. So all you simply need to do is at this point, now you can manage your trade.
If for some reason it does start to pull back, maybe you can close out. Depends on your trade management plan. But in this case, I am targeting 88,500, nice round psychological level. And I do think we can go towards there. So like I said, already up a pretty good amount. I was risking about 6 on this trade. I'm up 8 right now. I just checked a couple minutes ago, maybe 7 now with this pullback, but give or take around 7 to 8 in profit while only risking 6. If this continues to play out, then obviously the profits are going to be even bigger. So honestly, really, really good right now. The type of profits that I'm seeing on this. I just sent it in the chat. I told my group, I was like, look, beautiful, beautiful rejection off of our entry. And I think this is exactly what we wanted to see. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. As you see, it's literally about to hit midnight. So supposed to wake up for London tomorrow, but now probably just gonna wake up at 6 or 7 a.m. So I'll see you guys in a couple hours. All right, so things are finally starting to come together. I got the desk set up and the trade is going pretty good. The market has pulled back, so I technically lost some profit, but honestly, the trade is still running really nicely. I think NZD-JPY has a really good possibility to continue to go bullish. Let me show you guys how the desk setup looks right now and basically what I'm planning to do with this trade and if I'm gonna take any more trades in the meantime. Because sometimes I do like to enter in an extra trade if I think the market, actually is setting up the right way. So this is what I got going on right now. You see the market, profit 3K so far because it pulled back. So there's a couple of things here. First of all, I am still very confident about this setup, but when I do switch over to the 4-hour time frame, I don't like the fact that we have such big rejections here to the top. As you guys probably may or may not know, if you've watched some of my other YouTube videos, I use these rejection wicks as a sign of where the market's gonna go. And for me, if I see big rejections like that, that's actually a clear sign that we may go bearish. However, you may be saying, well, why don't you close out of the trade? Because there's a lot more signs that this is gonna go bullish than it is gonna go bearish. For example, the fact that we have all of these higher lows, that shows me that this is a bullish market structure. This right here is a nice zone that you can see on the 2-hour time frame. Beautiful, beautiful higher lows. That's a bullish market structure. 1-hour time frame also looks clean. And if I zoom out, you see what I'm looking at. And then on top of that, if you go overall like to the daily, what do we have? So we have mostly bullishness in the past couple of daily candles. Yes, we had that big correction as all JPY pairs had a huge correction. Even if you check USD JPY as well. Honestly, we have been going bullish. Like all of these candles are bullish. So in order for the market to completely mirror that move to the left, it continues bullish up to our targets, where if I go down to the smaller time frame, it's right at 88.5, which is a nice round level that I think we can reach. So there you go. That's my plan for this setup. Now, I was looking at a couple of other opportunities. Maybe USD JPY, but at the same time, I don't want to be over leveraged on JPY pairs because of the heavy correlation. Like if this one doesn't work out, then this one probably won't work out either. There are some differences with the US dollar, but still too correlated for me to trade it. And then I saw one more possible pair that I'm not seeing right now is this morning. But this is basically what I do every single morning just to see like what type of setups. I think it might have been on CAD JPY, but honestly, once again, JPY pairs are just too correlated. So right now I'm not seeing any other setups. So what I'll do is, since it's Wednesday, I'll keep active in this trade. I'll see how it plays out tonight. I'm gonna try to wake up pretty early for like the early London session, or actually late London session, but early New York session. That's probably when I'm gonna come on here and actually check up on this trade. If it hasn't played out yet and it's still towards like that break-even level, I'm either gonna consider closing out of it or entering in another trade. Because sometimes when I double up on trades, it's because one of them is just not moving enough. And then I could either risk more money, or like I'll risk more if I close out of the first one. Or if I enter a second one at the same time, then I'll enter in with a smaller lot size on the second trade. Because I never wanna be too much at risk all at once in the market. Like I wanna be
max a couple of percentages at risk. I don't want to be up or down like too much in one single week. So that's how you spread out the risk. All right, what's up guys? So it's the next morning and honestly the trade hit stop loss, but it's something that I expected to happen. So let me show you why now on the chart. But honestly, I lost a lot less than I planned to lose the original stop loss on this, because I was in profit for so long that it just gave me the chance to place my stop loss at an area where it was like, okay, you know what? If we break below this, then I'm gonna be out of the trade. So I'm very happy about that. I'm also very happy about some setups that I'm currently looking to take, because I think those can really, really play out. All right, so this is the trade right here. Ended up losing only 2.4K. There's actually positive swap on this one, which is crazy. Positive swap happens sometimes if you're in a market that basically they'll pay you to be in the market, like essentially. So we had that bullish market structure, entered in here at this low. I'll do more of a breakdown on the chart for this actual trade, but I more want to talk about the exit. So when I saw this big red flag here, and if I actually go, let's see, let me go on the 2 hour. No, actually the 4 hour. If you go on the 4 hour, this is where I had my clear sign that, yo, you know what? I think this trade may not work out. It may go down. So when that happened, and then I started seeing price start to go down, I placed my stop loss up here, only losing 10 pips out of the full 27 pips. So that's how I manage a trade, and that's why I love the way that I'm trading right now so much, because literally you can enter in at the swing low. Most of the time the market has to at least go up a little bit, and then from there you can manage your trade. So if it reverses just like this one right here, you can manage your risk and lose a lot less than the total stop loss. So very important, the timing in your entries, because if I entered here, I would have taken a full stop loss on this trade. But because I entered at the bottom, I had that profit to work with. So by the time the market shows me it's gonna reverse, I can just close out. So yeah, the plan for today is to, now I'm gonna get on. It's already 11 a.m. I woke up today around like 5:50, around 6 a.m. Just to check up the markets. I just had to catch up on a little bit of work while checking the markets as well. But now I'm probably gonna get on the computer to complete this little video for you guys with a trade breakdown, because I think it's just as important to learn from your winners as it is from your losses, because there's always something to learn. Doesn't matter if you win the trade, if you lose the trade, there's always something to learn. If any of you guys play chess, you know you have to learn from your winning games and your losing games. You just review it every single time. It doesn't matter if you just won the trade, oh, so now we don't have to review it. No. And same thing with trading. I don't only want to make trade breakdown for you guys when I'm winning. I want to make them when I'm losing too, so you guys can see why I took it, why it was a good idea to take it even though it lost, and why it makes sense to review every single trade to see what we could possibly learn from this that could help us for the next trade. So yeah, that's gonna be my plan for today. Right now it's 11 a.m. Probably gonna go work out a little bit later today at the gym here. The gym here is actually pretty nice. I tried it out yesterday for the first time, and it was pretty chill. It's pretty chill. Like literally no one uses it, and it's a huge gym. So yeah, gonna hop on the markets now and complete this video for you guys. But yeah, everything's been going pretty good. I also took a futures trade today, made 500 on that one. That one was clean, 500 bucks, quick, super easy, for me, trading futures is easy every single morning because I'm already used to the psychology from FX. And I think that once you learn the psychology and the risk management side of trading, it's all like a mindset. Once you learn that and you combine it with the candle patterns that I use here in FX, forget about it. You can trade anything. That's why I've done crypto. I've made pretty good money on crypto trading as well. I don't do that one anymore too much, but right now I'm doing futures, meanwhile doing my normal Forex trade. So I'll probably post a little bit more about that, and maybe later on I'll post some of the profits that I'm making on there, or some of the losses if I have any losses for the week. You know, I should, in theory, end every week profitable on the futures, but maybe I have a week where I end in negative. So yeah, we'll see about that. But anyways, I'm gonna see you guys on the charts. All right, so let's break down NZDJPY. let's take a look at this market. Let's take a look at why I took this trade and why I think it was actually a pretty good choice to actually take this trade, even though it did end up hitting stop loss. So let's start off on the daily time frame. First of all, on the daily, you can see that there was a big correction back in the beginning of the month, right around here. But since that correction, price has only gone bullish. Price has been rejecting the downside heavily and has shown a lot of bullishness since then, because it started to tap below the 87 level, and 87 psychological level is very important for NZD-JPY. Just because below there is a lot of buying pressure. So you can just imagine this as an imaginary zone where there's a lot of buy orders. So let's say there's a lot of buy orders in here. Then where is there a lot of sell orders? Well, where did the market basically go down? It went down up here. So if you just imagine this zone as a lot of sell orders. So kind of like when you look at the market like that, and you don't have to know, specifically how many orders there is. You don't have to trade off of those levels. You don't have to do any of those things. And you can simply just look at the psychological levels like 89 and 87. And just based off of price action and how you see that price is forming around those key levels, you can pretty much tell, hey, look, the market is bouncing above 87 and below 89. So with that being said, we've bounced off of a strong daily support. That was when I was looking at my trade. So then I mark down here, this is the strong daily support as well as the 4-hour area of support. So price is going bullish off of there. Now let's mark the market structure. We have our first major higher low point right here. Then we have our first higher high. And then this continues to form bullish market structure. Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And then this right here, because we were finally able to start trading above the 50 EMA and we rejected right off of the EMA, that's when I made the decision to actually take this trade. So I'm taking this trade with the idea that if price is consistently making higher lows and higher highs, where's the next target for NZD-JPY? So I'm just gonna record this without the webcam because it's literally making the whole video lag. So anyways, let's zoom out and let's look at why this is an important zone. So this is actually a zone that I took sells at previously. And this is 88.5. The first thing is 88.5, it sounds like a nice number, right? That's a psychological level because it's a nice round number. Price has held this before many times as resistance and as support. As you see here, we had a nice head and shoulders pattern previously at this exact area. So chances are next time price comes up there, it's also going to have a good reaction. It also means that price is likely to go there, and that would be the smartest place to actually have our take profit. So what do we do? Well, essentially we place our take profit there. We're expecting that this bullish market structure is going to continue bullish, and actually it did bounce off of the EMA perfectly. It bounced off of the EMA perfectly. We went into profit. At one point I was up like literally 7 or almost 8K on this trade. But the market did pull back and I ended up losing, as you guys saw, only $2.4 thousand. Really not a lot, 2.4K, when I was actually risking around almost 6K. I think it was 5.8 to 6K, maybe with commissions. So the reason why I was able to actually move my stop up to the point where I only lost like literally 10 pips, very simple. The reason why I was able to do that was because I had signs that the market was going to reverse. And because I had such a good entry down here, I had that flexibility to have price come all the way up here in profit and then give me enough time to where by the time that I saw that the market was starting to reverse, I was able to reduce my risk. Now, specifically the sign that I saw that kind of told my intuition, hey, look, this trade is not going to play out, was this 4-hour time frame. If you see these wick rejections right here, for me, that's one of the clearest signs that the market is about to start going in the opposite direction, especially because price was not able to form any bullish candles above the previous bullish candle closures. So if price is not able to actually close above where price has previously closed, then for me, that's honestly a big red flag. And then on top of that, you have 4-hour rejection candlesticks. Forget about it. That literally just shows like, hey, look, this market has a high possibility of going down. For me, I didn't want to be too quick to exit out of the trade because then I feel like I wouldn't be following my plan that well. So I stayed in it maybe a little bit too long. Maybe I could have closed out in profit. You're right. But I still think that I made the right choice by reducing my risk and not catching this whole move down. I did hear there was some type of fundamental reason for this, but that's out of our control. So there's no real reason to stress out about that. But I wanted to go over this trade to see what could we have potentially done better in this trade. I actually do have something that I could have done better, even though the trade still made sense to take. Let's take a look back at the daily. So if you guys remember when we were analyzing the daily time frame, remember how I said that we had this big imaginary zone down below the 87s where there's a lot of buying pressure and buyers are just waiting for price to come down there to shoot it right back up. When that happened, I should have been quicker to buy, and the closer to that 87 level that I would have bought, the higher the probability of me winning that trade would have been. So literally all I had to do was just enter in anywhere closer down here and I would have been chilling. I would have been super, super good. Maybe where I could have entered would have been here towards the 87.3 area with a little support zone that we have here. And I would have considered this to be the first higher low, this to be the second higher low, and then I would essentially be buying on the second higher low to continue to go bullish. So that's a possibility that I could have done. And I think maybe I just shouldn't have taken the trade because we were already close to the top of the resistance. So remember that this big move down that happened, this was a big correction that happened in the market. By the time the market reaches the top of this correction, chances are it'll start to trend downwards again. That's just how the market moves. The market moves in waves. So that's fine because technically we should have still reached the top of it to actually hit my take profit. I'm out of the trade, I'm chilling, and then it does it. But let's not forget that the closer we are to the top, the lower the chance that the market's going to continue the trend. But the more close we are to the beginning of the trend, assuming we have the proper confirmations, the higher the probability of us catching that move. So I think maybe where I took that trade, which was already like halfway there, I was halfway in this correction, maybe that was too high. Because then if you also use the Fibonacci, you would see that we took a buy right around the 50%. Sometimes the market will actually pull back at the 50%. And that seems like that's what happened here. So I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind for the next coming trades. Because look, at the end of the day, I could have potentially prevented this by simply entering in at a lower price. All right, so now the webcam is working again, so let's get it. But basically what I want you guys to understand is, look, at the end of the day, I'm going to do this process with every single trade that I take. Whether it's a win, whether it's a loss, I'm going to go back and analyze everything about the trade. Why did I take it? Why did I take that trade? Because if I took the trade just out of boredom, then that's something that I shouldn't be doing. But if I took the trade because we had an actual reason and it was actually a good trending market, then it doesn't really matter what happens. It doesn't matter if the market pulls back. It doesn't matter if the market stops me out. None of that stuff matters. So I was very happy with this trade regardless of what happened. And I'm glad that my intuition told me and my strategy told me, hey, look, this trade is going to go down. I stayed in it a little bit too long, sure. But that's something I can easily fix for the next time. The good part is my strategy is working as good as ever. Even with a loss, I understand why I took the loss. I was too close to the top of the correction. And it's that simple. The closer I would have been to the bottom, the more chances I have of at least catching that move halfway to the correction or 75% of that full move down that we retrace back up. So it's very simple. I'm very happy with that trade.
And like I said, I hope you guys understand that I do this process with every single one of my trades, the wins, the losses, and I always try to look for what I did wrong, what I did right, and what I could do better next time. So hope you guys enjoyed this little vlog style, and I hope you guys are fucking with the new setup. I got this new setup. I think it looks really nice, and yeah. I mean, it's very nice. Finally settled in, and I got you guys with the next vlog coming soon. Let me know if you guys are liking the vlogs and stuff like that, and what else you want to see next. My plan is to try to do a strategy video, a trading strategy video every 2 weeks, and a vlog at least once every week. So that would be 4 vlogs a month, 2 strategy videos a month. That's 6 videos. That's not bad at all. I think I can make it work with my current schedule. And also let me know if you guys want to see more of the futures that I'm trading. I'm starting to make pretty good money with the futures on a personal account, and I'm also now funded also on futures. It was actually pretty easy for my first time ever trading futures. So the webcam just froze again. Are you fucking okay? All right, so it's back, I think. Yeah, there it is. Whatever. So I'm gonna get my setup fully finished so this stuff stops freezing like this. I gotta get my PC in here. I'm doing all of this off of my MacBook right now. That's why it's lagging so much. So anyways, peace out, guys. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.